Hi, this is the Life by Design with Angela Weiss podcast, episode 11, Thursday Mini Mental Health, Burnout, when you're trying to build something new. Welcome back to the Life by Design with Angela Weiss podcast. I'm Angela Weiss, nurse practitioner, author, and someone who believes deeply that life isn't something that we just survive. It's something we intentionally build. This is your Thursday Mini Mental Health episode where we talk about practical, real-life tools to support your emotional health. Before we get started, I always like to say this is not a polished podcast. Real life isn't polished. You might hear background noise. In fact, I know you will today. These birds are going crazy as I sit out here to do this. A dog might bark. I might pause to take a sip of water. A side-by-side or a four-wheeler might go by. But today, I want to talk about a specific kind of burnout with you. Not just the kind that comes from doing too much, but the kind that comes from trying to build something new and feeling like you keep hitting roadblocks. We've all been there, right? This is the kind of burnout that sounds like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I'm showing up. I'm trying. Why isn't anything working? And this shows up in so many ways. It looks like people applying for jobs, getting interviews, thinking this might be the one, and then hearing nothing. People trying to start a business, having a solid idea, doing the research, but the bank is not budging. People who are already in it, they've started the business, they're showing up, but the customers aren't coming in yet. And the bills are starting to stack up. And now it's not just stressful, it's personal. Because over time it stops being, this is hard. And it becomes, what is wrong with me? Why isn't this working for me? Did I make the wrong decision? Am I just not cut out for this? Did I make a mistake here? This is where burnout goes deeper, because it's not just about effort anymore. It starts to touch your identity, who you are, what you're capable of, what your future looks like. And when things aren't working, it can make you want to run, hide, shut down, or give up completely. And it's not because you're weak, but because your system is overwhelmed. So this is what's actually happening. Let's ground this. When you are trying to do something new, you're operating in uncertainty, lack of feedback, lack of reinforcement, and constant problem solving. And your brain is wired to prefer predictability, clarity, immediate results. So when you don't get those things, your nervous system interprets it as failure, even when that's not really what it is. What's actually happening is you're in the early stages of building something. Just because it's not working yet doesn't mean it won't work at all. Just because you are hitting resistance does not mean that you're on the wrong path. And this is the part that people don't talk about nearly enough. A lot of people quit right before things start to shift. I've been in that place before myself. And it's not because they weren't capable, but because the pressure got too heavy right before the breakthrough, and they couldn't carry it anymore. What you need to know is that what is meant for you will not miss you. You can't miss it. That does not always mean it's easy. That does not mean that there won't be delays, but it does mean that this moment that you're in right now, it's not the final outcome. So let's bring this back to something you can actually use. Separate effort from identity. What is or isn't working now It's not a reflection of your worth, of who you are, of your value. It's information, not identity. And you should expect resistance. Doing things will have friction, not because you're doing it wrong, but because it's new. Just stay in the process, not the panic. When things aren't working, your brain will want to jump to, this isn't going to work. I can't do this. This is too much for me. I made a mistake. Instead, come back to, what's the next step? What's the next small step? And you want to protect your nervous system. You cannot build something sustainable from a place of constant overwhelm. So you need to create space for breaks, rest, stepping away mentally. If you're in a season where you're trying to build something and it feels harder than you've expected it to be, you're not alone. And that doesn't mean you're failing. You're in the part of the process that most people don't talk about. The part where it's quiet. The quiet building. The part where it's frustrating. The part where it doesn't look anything like anything is happening. But that doesn't mean that nothing's going on under the surface. In fact, usually there's a lot going on. And just because you feel like giving up does not mean that you're supposed to give up. You should probably keep going. I've been there a lot, actually. I think about times whenever I'm going on a drive and about every 3 to 4 hours, then I'm like, do I really want to do this? And then I remind myself, you're almost done, don't quit. It's been the same thing when I used to do CrossFit. I would want to give up. But I knew that if I finished, I would be so proud of myself. So I kept going. As miserable as I was, the outcome was good. I remember thinking in nursing school, I wanted to quit nursing school so bad. I hated it. It was terrible. It's the only place in life I've ever been where there could be 3 out of 4 right answers on a test, but you just have to figure out which one's the rightest one, right? I don't think rightest is a word. The most right. You want to pick the most right answer. And sometimes it's hard to tell which one it is. Then I went to nurse practitioner school. I wanted to quit that too. But I was so close to the finish line. I knew that the prize waiting for me up ahead was far more than what would be there if I quit. I wanted to give up on a lot of things in my life, actually. And I'm so glad I didn't, because what I found was that if I had, I would have missed out on some really amazing things in my life. It's kind of like this podcast. This is episode 11. And I wonder how much of a difference it's making. Is it or not? I'm not stopping, but I've thought about it because it's time consuming. Thinking up the topics, making them line up with other things that I'm doing, writing them, rewriting them, rewriting them, rewriting them. Did I say that too many times? Recording them. This one I haven't re-recorded, I haven't stopped. But sometimes I do. But that's not the hard part. The hard part is the editing. No, wait, I don't even edit them. I just leave the stuff in. The hard part is the uploading it. And I want to quit. But I do believe there's someone out there that might need to hear it. And every once in a while, I get to hear that from someone. They say, what you said spoke to me today, and I really needed that. And that's why I do it. It's the same thing with the books I write. I've written a lot of books, like a lot. So many books that haven't even been published yet. By the way, if you need a book, you can find at least 58 of them currently on Amazon. And sometimes I wonder about those too. Is it worth it? Should I keep going? Because I'm tired. Sometimes I just want to quit. But then I start to remember, if I can help at least one person, if I can help one person with their anxiety, excuse me, if I can help one person heal a relationship, if I can help, here come the side-by-sides. If I can help one person understand their ADHD, if I can help one person improve their mood, come off the ledge, want to stay here a little longer, make a different decision that's not permanent. If I can help one person understand adult diagnosed autism, or one person who's dealing with a family member who has dementia and doesn't know what comes next, or any of the other topics, if I could help one law enforcement officer or person in the military know that it's okay to sit things down, that they can rest, then it's worth it. And so sometimes when you're trying to figure out what in the world am I doing here, I've put in the work, I've done everything I should do, but nothing's happening. Your nervous system starts to think we've been here before. We've been turned down before. We've been let go before. I don't want to do this again. But what I found is the best way to move through it is to face it head on. Face it head on, just go through it. Just keep moving forward. Just keep doing what you're doing. If this episode resonated with you today, please share it with someone that it might help as well. I do these episodes on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. And this podcast is not a replacement for professional mental health help. So if you're having problems, if you're struggling, please reach out to someone who can help you. In the United States, you can text or call the suicide crisis line at 988 or 911. Listening does not create a therapeutic relationship with me. I'm really glad that you took the time to listen today. I hope that it was helpful. Take what you leave. Whoops, see there. I'm not editing that out. Take what you need, leave what you don't. Keep living your life by design. And I'll be here again on Sunday.